10 seconds. 10
You
seconds.
can't get me, brother.
10
You
seconds.
can't catch me.
I start this podcast 10 seconds earlier. Man, you make the news.
You ain't gonna catch
You make headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of On It. We are here. You got me. You got Devin. We're back to talk just talk the sports. Talk the NBA. Talk the NFL. Let's not. Yeah, I was about to say let's not
me.
start. I mean,
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like there's better ways to start than ripping ass. Uh,
I don't like the term ripping ass. I think that should be solely used for giving birth.
um, no, I think no, because that'd be a flip. That'd be a complete flip on the medical terminology booklet. Nobody says that in
Well,
that
they
term.
should, and it
Be like an anal fissure.
whatever you think it is, brother.
No, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fissure.
Fissure. All right.
It just means
Fissure.
like a small cut.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're talking about. In birth, more like I know more girls.
No, like ripping, like when you split the thing.
I know more girls that shitted themselves than like
I mean, I don't know any women.
ripped.
I know a few women who have given birth, but I don't talk
No,
to them
I mean
about
I'm not saying
birth.
personally. Like I didn't
Yeah,
ask them like,
okay.
hey, are you a shitter or a ripper? Which one? Hey,
Yo, did you
shit or
what
rip?
came out of you?
But no, I don't. God,
What are we doing?
are we a
Jesus.
sports podcast or what?
No. This is purely medical. Jargon.
Man, NBA. That's what I want to talk about. And the NBA is what I want to talk about with you, Devin. There's a couple things. We got two main topics for the NBA. Basically, what I saw was pretenders and contenders, or contenders or pretenders, with a question mark at the end of that. And I'm basically gonna give you a couple teams. We got 5 teams, and you're gonna let me know: are they contenders or are they pretenders?
Jackson Brown.
The Cavs.
Oh, pretenders. What are you talking about?
All right. Okay. Hold on though.
Ideally, they would be contenders, yes, but they didn't get anything during the trade deadline. Yeah, and I think that they're a piece away from being up there. But I mean, I don't know. They'll have a great record.
See,
They'll be
you say
a good
piece
seed,
away.
but
You say
yeah,
piece away, but
yeah.
it's like I don't know, bro. It's like they're not. I don't. And I said the same thing, but like
Like I think of the Cavs like I think of the Knicks. Like
no. It's
yeah,
different. It's different in Cleveland right now, bro.
is it?
I'm not saying 100% contender. Like if they're a pretender, it's not because of them. Like it has to
No, it
solely
is.
no. You have to solely believe that because you just don't think they'll push through the top 2 or 3 teams in the East if they're not one of them.
I mean, I don't think they will, but like I don't know.
I mean, I think when you look at that team, you got depth all around. You got I mean, I don't know. I don't think they are I don't think they're 100% a contender. But I'm not even going to go as far as saying like I'm 50-50 on it. Like they are contenders in the sense that if I had to give you 5 teams from the East right now that were contenders, because that's the thing. Like, what's the cutoff for what makes you a contender or a pretender?
I don't think I have 5 East contenders.
So
like,
is that the thing though? Like, it's literally like you are a pretender because you're not the couple of teams that Devin assumes will make the finals.
yes.
Well, I don't know.
Like
You can rank.
if we think about it as a team that could potentially make the Eastern Conference Finals, yes, they are contending in that.
You could rank even within contenders, though. You could say, yeah, they're a contender, but they're at the bottom of my list. So, like, okay, technically the Lions were contenders. It was
Like
a long shot.
I wouldn't call them like a Peloton, like a Pelicans type of pretender.
Like, okay,
But they're like
Like if
I don't know.
okay,
I don't think they're
like the Lions.
contending for a championship.
To me, the Lions were a contender. It was a long shot. It would have been a Hail Mary.
Sure, but to
But
me, it's more like being a contender to make the conference finals.
and that was in Detroit. To me, the Lions are a lot different than, let's say, the way we looked at Tampa making the playoffs. We looked at that as like, oh, good job, like y'all made the playoffs. We didn't go, look, they're contenders.
No.
I don't, and I think like if we're
Uh,
the way I'm saying the way you're viewing a team like that, if that's how it look, if they're a contender, I'm asking what your definition of contender is, like deeper than just like the team I think is gonna make the finals, like if that makes any sense, because
again, I think that they're a contender to make the Eastern Conference Finals.
like is
I don't think that they will pass a Bucks or a Celtics team. They could, but they're not in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I don't see them going any further than the Eastern Conference Finals. And in my opinion, they won't make the Eastern Conference Finals, but they could.
so they're like your third or fourth best team in the East.
Mm-hmm.
How I don't know, but so then you're saying the East sucks because how do you get to be the third or fourth best team in your eyes, but they're also not a contender at
There's
all?
two championship contenders in the East.
I guess, but to me, I don't know, bro. To me, Boston is not as scary as I hyped them up to be in the beginning of the season. I think
Sure.
like
But what makes you think that the Cavs are super scary?
they got depth, and I like Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I know, but you got two superstars, a great big.
Who?
Maybe not. You don't have the same depth,
Who are the two superstars?
Jalen and Tatum.
Jalen gets paid like one.
That's my sort of definition
He gets paid like
in
one.
this
See,
moment.
that's your thing. So Jalen Brown's a superstar, but the Cavs aren't even contenders. Like I
The
feel like
Cavs aren't. The Cavs are not contenders to win a championship. No.
contenders to be in the championship.
I mean, sure they are.
I feel like there's got to be a cutoff. You like I feel like you can be a like you can be a lower chance contender,
Well, then they're a very low tier contender. Like,
but
I mean,
pretender
they
though,
could, but I don't see them making any sort of finals move.
or or to play devil's advocate on myself, or to argue against myself, what is a pretender? Does a pretender have to be anybody that's not a contender, or is a pretender specifically a team that looks pretty good, but we just know isn't going the distance?
The
If
Cavs.
that's the case, okay, maybe the Cavs can be put in that spot. But to me, if you had to lean pretender, it's like 60-40. It's not something outrageous like
No. I mean,
it's not
they're a top tier pretender.
top tier pretender,
But
low
again,
tier
I don't know if I agree with
contender.
the word pretender, but yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're going to be gunning for championships right
Because
now.
a pretender isn't any team that's not a contender. A pretender is a team that has to at least mask as a contender.
Well, then they're in between.
Because that's what. Well, no. What I'm saying is
Well, then sure, they mask as a contender.
saying the Cavs are a pretender isn't saying they're as bad as the Spurs and Detroit, and
Sure, then yes,
because they're not
them and the Knicks
contenders,
both
they are
mask.
just trash.
Yes.
To be a pretender, you have to at least, have the foundation of an argument on why they could have a chance at being contenders. So yeah, I could
Yeah.
see why you
The
could say
the
the Cavs
the
are.
three teams I believe from the East. I mean, I'll stop there, but we'll continue with other teams. But yeah, no, I think that the Cavs are a great team that yeah could make the Eastern Conference Finals, but they're not. They're not scaring anybody in my eyes.
Minnesota.
Are we jumping to the West?
So I mean,
I don't know.
look, Minnesota is their record 100% says like, oh yeah, I mean, no, they should be
How about a Cavs Timberwolves Finals? How's that sound?
Cavs
Doesn't that sound
Timberwolves
beautiful?
finals.
All
That
right,
sounds
let me know if this is something that we would talk about or something you would want to talk about. Jason Tatum thinks that he will be the face of the NBA.
We can talk about it.
I think it's wrong.
I mean,
I
in the sense of like,
I think he'll be a name up there.
I don't think there's one specific face of the NBA anymore.
No,
Like who? Like okay, I guess because well, it was really after LeBron was his quote.
sure.
It was some
Well,
it
yeah.
was
I mean, that's what I'm assuming.
the,
Like the
well,
next
the
phase.
context was like once LeBron's out, I will be the face of
Sure.
the league. So that's insinuating that LeBron is the face of the league right now.
Well, he said it was his to take.
But is LeBron like who's the face of the league right now? Is Tatum like for to me? I already thought there was like 5 names right now fighting for the face of the NBA,
Exactly.
or I just
Like
thought there was a
for
group
me,
of
it was Steph
faces.
and LeBron for a long time,
Yeah,
and now we're getting into the transition era where we're still figuring out who the real face will be. But we'll see that in years to come with who's winning championships. Honestly,
like right now there's a Mount Rushmore in the sense of like 4 different faces of
sure.
faces in the NBA. There's a Mount
Embiid, well,
Rushmore.
not Embiid, Jokic, Luka, Tatum,
Embiid's up there. Embiid's
Embiid,
up there.
sure.
Embiid's up there.
Giannis,
Yeah, then you got people like Giannis. But then here's the thing: you got people who love Dame, and to them, Dame has been the face of the NBA for the last 10 years because you can easily go on Bleacher Report or go on Instagram or go on whatever
yeah,
and have your algorithm to be just
Dame time, yeah.
or all Giannis clips or all Steph Curry clips or you got the shy guys,
There's some real shy guys.
them SGA boys, them shy
Those
guys go
guys
crazy for him. I'm
those
telling
guys
you.
are OKC fans, but they hang out in San
I'm,
Francisco
t-
a lot.
I'm telling you, them
A
shy
lot.
guys, they love them some shy. So,
They love Toronto and San Francisco. They love those
and
cities.
then same thing with Tatum. A lot of people love Jason Tatum. To me, I knew who the face of the NBA was. I mean, ever since I could, I don't know, ever since I had consciousness. And
Sure.
it's like I knew LeBron was the face of the NBA, but once once that Warriors Cavs, war started, I do believe I don't think it necessarily made like it definitely gave Steph shine, but once LeBron left
Cleveland.
Cleveland and the Warriors declined in their, just being this dominant franchise.
Well, then one again.
Well, but here's the thing. They I don't know. I'm saying they won, but to me that last championship they had was separate than their first 3.
To me, it's like they had their first one, and then they had the two with KD,
Were
and then they had
cakewalks.
their third, and then they had their fourth one. To me, the first and last one are more closely related than the middle two with KD.
Yeah, but okay, but that's what I'm saying though. The first one led to the best record, and then them losing, and then them getting
Yes.
KD, and then it becoming
Yeah.
a cakewalk to them being trash, and the dynasty's over, to having a chip on their shoulder, to then winning again.
Yes.
Steph was already the face of the NBA, a face of the NBA by then.
Yes.
Like he
Yes.
didn't have to win again for us to be like, no, Steph's a face of the NBA. Like he's
Yeah.
he's
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying after that, after the war between Cleveland and Golden State, I think it just people accepted that there's just multiple faces of the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, the moment that LeBron stepped foot on the court, we knew he was different.
Yeah.
Like
And
I don't remember that, but from what I like, he was the guy. He was the next one up. He was the next Jordan, Kobe, whoever. I don't know if I have that same feeling about
and
a
every
Tatum or anyone like that.
every guy they try to put it on, it's failed so far.
It fades. Like
Like,
Kawhi was the guy.
well, okay, let's be real. And sometimes it's their fault, sometimes it's not. To me, I would go back as far as, and I'm just brainstorming. Like, if I could, we could easily go online and really fact check ourselves. But let's think of like how many people might have thought like Derrick Rose was the next guy,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then that the injury happens and it's over for Derrick Rose. And like you
Yeah,
said, Kawhi, and then he pulls his sitting out bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And then on my brain, it
I mean,
just
Harden was huge for years.
thank you. I was just about to say during that Golden State and Cleveland stuff, the pure score preachers, they were screaming for Harden and KD to be the face of the NBA. Or yeah, Harden and KD to be the face of the
Yeah.
NBA. So
I mean,
it's
like
Zion. Zion's who I want to think of. Like you got Zion,
Zion, exactly.
you got
Ja,
Ja, which Ja had the most faith in. You want me to say
yeah,
someone who can be a face of the NBA? Ja
Ja.
comes back and takes over the East. Tatum can say goodbye to that.
Agreed.
Tatum can say honestly
Like
no because
Tatum's
Ja. I don't know. People love a
no.
comeback
I
story.
I I think if Ja can,
People love a
it might take
redemption
time,
story.
huh?
People love a redemption story.
Exactly. Like there's nothing. Like Tatum gives the fans nothing. Yeah, he's a great ball player,
See, but Tatum's
but
like
he
LeBron
has
though.
nothing.
Tatum,
But it's like Kawhi. You've got a silent guy who's not really a face.
but at the same time, it's like he's just Tatum's just Tatum. Like he's just cool. Like he's just I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know,
Like
but like that's not who the face of the NBA would be. And like the face of the NBA isn't the best player. It's the most exciting player and the guy who has a shot. I mean, LeBron was in 10 straight finals.
but the whole thing is yeah.
I
But
don't
the
know
whole
how many.
thing is him being wrong about being the face is because he's already a face of the NBA.
Yeah, he's a face.
There's not. It's gonna take a lot. And to be honest with you, there's way too much competition in the NBA now for there to be just one
A face.
sole guy that's like, this
Exactly.
is the guy. Unless there's some guy like LeBron who spends a decade in the finals. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not, it's not.
Like
We,
Zion had the potential, but those Popeyes biscuits were calling his name.
exactly, like 10 years from now, we'll be able to discuss if Tatum is the face of the NBA. Like, we
Agreed.
can't.
And I honestly I don't think he will be. Like it
But that's not
takes
discrediting him. He is a
no.
face.
No, sure.
When people bitch about Joel and Jokic and they're like, how are they getting all this shine and getting
That's
accredited
just me
MVPs and
talking.
no, that's everybody because everybody's
Yeah,
talking
I know.
about Luca and Tatum. It's like I don't know. I don't know.
Like I think that fan wise, Luca is more liked and is a more exciting player. But yeah, I mean Tatum is a face of the NBA, but I don't know. He doesn't have that star power that
and I'd
like.
really like
I
to
mean, no
know.
one is gonna give you what LeBron gave,
Here's
but
the thing. Do you think people felt this way when because there's one name we haven't brought up. Do you think people felt this way in 2010, 2011 when people were saying this about LeBron and they were huge Kobe fans?
exactly.
I'm saying like but I'm like what if LeBron hasn't been the face like we're saying he has? But okay, but also
Well,
he
Kobe
it's like I
was
keep arguing myself like because
yeah,
I'm wrong because Kobe didn't do what LeBron did. Like they had different types of careers that makes you the face. Like Kobe was the face of like Kobe was the face of like Kobe. Like
yeah. And
it was
Kobe
different.
gets like from what I've seen, like yeah, Kobe was a massive part of the three-peat, but that was Shaq's team.
Okay. Yeah.
Like at that time. But then you
Yeah.
go then you go and then Kobe wins two more by himself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now it's Kobe's era.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq won one with D Wade, whatever. But at that time, that three-peat, that was Kobe's team, and I mean not Kobe's team, that was Shaq's team.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that sort of like after Shaq left, Kobe took over. Kobe was a huge face while LeBron was struggling and then went to Miami. But I feel like after Miami, it was all LeBron
And
until Steph
there's
Curry.
phases too, bro. Like there
But
was
it's also like KD's one of the best basketball players we've ever seen. He's never been the face of the NBA.
I wouldn't say that though. Like he
But like when we
see, but
think of a
that's my thing. The
singular
more I think
face,
about it though, like the more I think about it, the less I think that there was just a face of the NBA rather than
exactly.
multiple faces all the time.
But
Now,
there's one guy that's some. But there's always a time when someone says, or when people have said that LeBron is the best basketball player in the world.
From when LeBron has entered the league to now, he's been one of the faces, but there has been a rotating door of other faces alongside him.
Sure.
And like you
Agreed.
said, it's not always been technically the best player or the player who had a better year. Like it could be a player who technically is
Sure.
having a better year than LeBron or is more successful than LeBron that year, but LeBron's still gonna be the face of a face of the NBA.
Yeah, and I think that Tatum will be he will have his rotation.
Yeah, and I think
He will be in
I
that
think he's
rotation,
a
but he'll
face.
never be a top. I mean, he was in a finals.
He's a face, but he won't be the singular face ever. Like, that's just not gonna happen.
He won't be the most popular player. No one will call him the greatest basketball player in the world.
Uh,
And I mean, he'll be up there as one of the best players in the NBA. But
I
I
don't
mean,
know, bro. Like, I think some people
no
do
one
think
will ever talk
Tatum.
about a player the way that anyone's talked about LeBron or Jordan or Kobe or
There's
any of
some
these.
people that think Tatum is the best player in the NBA,
Yeah, and they're
but
wrong.
they're that's the best word you could use. I don't know that though. Like they could be wrong. I don't honestly. If you ask me right now, who's the best player in the NBA, I don't know if I could tell you.
No, agreed. But like when Steph was doing his thing, Steph had what? Steph won a scoring title. Steph had 2 MVPs, but
People calling him the best player in the world, or the best shooter in the world.
he was the best shooter in the world. Like he had a thing
I'm saying
that he was
some people think
incredible at.
Tatum's the
But
best
Bron was
basketball
still
player
the
in the world.
best in the world. Like when Bron got knocked off in 15, it was a shock,
Yeah,
like a massive shock.
yeah, but see that's the thing. The reason we can't even talk about Tatum right now is because LeBron could turn it on and be the best player in the NBA right now
Yeah, yeah,
if
agreed.
he really wanted to. So let's get back. Let's finish the contenders and pretenders.
Sure.
Um, and obviously I don't want to take up too much time because we got in that Tatum tangent. But T Wolves,
Yeah.
I think to me it's going to come down to Cat showing up. I think Ant's going to. I think Ant is. I think he's made for the playoffs. I think
He's solid.
he's going to be rock solid. He's good. But it's really going to come down to. It's going to come down to Cat, bro. I think that's what I
Mm-hmm.
think it's what it's going to come down to. So I wouldn't.
Like
I would
what?
say
What I'm continue my bit.
no. You're good. You're good because I was just going to say like the West is loaded,
Yeah.
which is what I was kind of saying with like the Cavs. Like maybe it's not the Timberwolves' fault.
Sure.
Like if they were in the West or if they were in the East, we
Yeah.
might be
Oh
talking.
yeah.
We might be
They're
talking a different, hundred
for sure.
percent contenders. But
I think the Timberwolves should be in the East, but that's
but
me. Um,
but as of right now, I would say they are. They got to be as much as a contender. They can't be too much more of a contender than Cleveland.
um,
I just don't. I can't. I can't. Like I can't accept that.
I have them a step ahead of Cleveland, but not by a lot. Um, I mean, my thing is like 7 games for them is going to be tough.
Mm.
And honestly, they're going to have to really rely on defense. They have a great defensive team. One of the only teams I talk about when I talk about NBA defense, whatever NBA defense is, but they're not going to kill you scoring the ball. Like Ant can put up 30, 35. Cat can put up 20 to 30 or whatever. But outside of that, they don't have many scores, and they're going to have to rely on defense. But no, I would like to see them go far. I mean, a finals, I don't think so, but
I think they match up nice. Match up well versus I think they can match up in the West.
yeah.
I'll say contenders. I'll say contenders. I'll give it to them. I'll give it to them.
I'm borderline, but yeah, a low contender.
55, 45, somewhere around there. What about the Clippers?
Contenders.
To me, previous playoff Harden cannot show up.
Nope.
Obviously, Kawhi, PG, got to be healthy. But I think what's going to kill us is just our small ball lineup. Like
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, like even Cat,
You
bro,
guys
like
still have Zubac?
yeah, bro, it's like, and I say us very loosely.
Yes.
I'm not some big Clippers
You're a
fan.
Russ fan.
I support the Clippers because I'm a fan of Russell Westbrook, but
Yes.
I will say that small ball shit is going to eat us alive at some point in the playoffs. We run into a Denver, we run into Minnesota. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you feel if you match up against Minnesota? Like,
they're eating.
you guys would have to murder them offensively because
They're eating.
you're
They're
not
eating.
you have nobody to cover fucking Cat.
And it's thing, and if Harden gets in panic mode, he might get into turnover mode. Like I don't know. I
I mean,
call me
this is the
crazy.
best. This is the best iteration we've seen of like a new age super team.
I would not call them a super team.
No, but like a team with super like massive superstars. Like the Nets failed. Like a lot of these teams failed. Sure, a couple of these guys are past their prime, but
But they showed no promise in the regular season, though. Like we knew they were gonna fail. Like
who the Net? Yeah, no. But see, the thing is, the Clippers show promise when they're all together.
all right, I'm gonna support the Clippers. I'm gonna support Russ. I hope they go all the way.
I think the Clippers are contenders. I think they have an opportunity to beat a lot of these teams in 7 games if they show up.
I think they might have a case of pretender syndrome.
That's fair.
Small ball is gonna kill them. Small ball is gonna kill them. The
Small ball's
Suns.
worked before though.
The Suns.
Small ball got the heat in there.
We've yet to see a streak of a healthy big three of Bradley Beal staying healthy and seeing the Suns, really
Yeah.
flourish.
I mean, in
So
my opinion, I think Beal can push them a step higher, but I think they have a solid team just with Book and KD.
see, but that's the thing. It's like, yeah, they can eat you a lot. Like they can eat you up offensively. I don't know. I like, and I've been saying this before the
So is Book running the point?
yes. I just want to see all three of them just together, healthy for a streak, a long streak. I don't want news on like, we're hopeful on Beal and yada yada yada, and then he's back, and then now he's got back spasms or hamstring or this or
Yeah.
that. Like I want to see what they can do really before I even make some pick a side.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see your take, and then you got the Pacers.
Pretenders.
Yeah. So
I mean,
and
good on them for playing good ball. But
this might be a hot take, but like Halliburton came in the season hot,
yeah, he's a hyped up motherfucker.
but he flamed out a little bit.
Of course he's gonna. I mean, he came in hotter than fuck.
He flamed out just a little bit, and to me, that Pascal move is not as impactful as people are making it seem to
I
be.
mean,
Like
I like the move. I think it's good for them, but it's not game changing.
it's cool. It is a cool move, but like
Great move. But Pascal is an overrated player. He got he got praised. His name was put out there during the 19 championship run. When the Raptors had Kawhi,
yeah.
that's when we found out who Pascal Siakam was. He hasn't done dick since. Yes, the Raptors have sucked, but I don't know. He's not a game changer.
Okay, all right.
And Tyrese, in my opinion, doesn't have the scoring ability or star power to take over a game.
Okay. And then I left out teams that I thought were like obvious contenders or obvious pretenders.
Sure.
I just put in some teams that I thought maybe were a little questionable. So D Hop said he wants to stay in Tennessee, and I
What the
don't.
fuck are we doing? All right, D Hop's off the table. I don't care if he goes he's no longer a top receiver in the league, and he never will be again. The fuck are you gonna do in Tennessee?
So, I I don't.
What makes him want to stay in Tennessee?
So what they were saying is, it was Mike Vrabel and somebody else were the reason he went there, and they're both gone.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry's leaving. You've never had a quarterback. You're not going to get a better one.
I
What are you
don't
doing?
really know why D Hop. I mean, is it just he just wants to be like? Does he like his contract? Is
Does he
he
like
is
Nashville?
he happy and like that's the thing. I don't really understand why he wouldn't want. Like we're sitting here talking about Mike Evans, who already got his bag, already got his ring, and it's like,
But we can't blame Mike Evans for staying.
but he also hasn't said he's staying. You know what I mean? Like
No,
he's
agreed.
it's
But
still
D
questionable. Like
Hop, I was a for sure exit, and I thought he would be a for sure exit.
see, but
Like you're hitting the latter end of your career. You're just gonna waste the last couple of your years
we thought D Hop going to Tennessee was not impossible, but kind of impossible.
in terms of him.
Like when it had, like when those rumors even started, it was like, bro, he's not going to the Titans. Like, why would he go to Tennessee?
Yeah, exactly.
And then he
Like
went to
it was
Tennessee.
never a good move.
Um, but
It wasn't a good move when Julio went to Tennessee.
no, yeah, but Julio, I don't know, Julio.
I thought Julio still had at least 2 years left in him, and then he went to Tennessee. Like he could have been on a good team.
I think Diop still got Diop's definitely still got some left in the tank.
Sure, he's still got some shit, but he's not going to do dick in Tennessee.
Is he bluffing?
Probably.
Is he bluffing? I mean, look, maybe
I would very much hope he's bluffing.
I would 100% hope Diop is bluffing and finds a new home, but maybe Tennessee.
Unless the Titans got something up their sleeve where they're
That's what I was about to say.
not
Maybe
a
they make
quarterback
the
or keeping
move.
Derrick Henry or whatever.
Maybe they're like, hey, we're you ever heard of Russell Wilson? You want to play with
He would be out
you want to
quick,
you want to
son.
play with Russell Wilson? Justin
He would be
Fields. He
gone.
said he also wants to
I'm
stay.
never going to listen to anything Justin Fields says or anything from the Bears
He
again.
said he wants to stay.
Yeah, of course he does.
And I mean, and he has way less leverage than D Hop
Sure.
in terms of like
But again, like the Titans, like D Hop has no reason to stay. I mean, he has the Titans have everything to gain from him staying, and like maybe a little bit from him leaving. D Hop should leave. Justin Fields, they're going to draft a quarterback regardless. So here's they're gonna.
if whoa, so then you're not getting Caleb Williams.
Who says they're drafting Caleb Williams?
Bro, stop it. If a quarterback is being taken number 1, it's Caleb Williams, and you know that.
Sure, but okay, then maybe I'm off because
The
maybe
Washington bias. You forgot to put that on. You forgot to put the
no,
Washington bias on. The truth is out. Devin thinks Caleb Williams is going to the Chicago Bears. That's crazy.
dude. I told you the plan I want, and I'm dead set on it now.
That's crazy. You said it
No,
off
no.
the podcast though.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you after I ended it, you did your famous thing where you say
Oh,
something that's
fuck.
like that could have been important. You're like,
All right. Well, we're gonna trade for, not trade. We're gonna sign Kirk Cousins, and we're gonna draft Marvin Harrison Jr. So we have
I
two.
forgot the Kirk Cousins move. That's totally
We
not
have
happening.
2 top receivers.
Y'all are not getting Kirk Cousins back.
I would like
The
that.
last thing he's doing is coming back to the Commanders. He loves being a Viking,
Why?
and I think Minnesota likes him.
Kind of.
I think they do.
But Justin Fields. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna get another quarterback, he's out. If they don't, he's staying. That's it. Like, I
It's
don't
just
know.
like D Hop could leave and go find somewhere else, and it's like he has all the leverage in the world. If Justin Fields goes somewhere else and shits the bed for 6 weeks, he might be done out the league.
Even if, I mean, if he gets cut, he's not starting anywhere else.
No, I think if Justin Fields got cut today, he'd have at least a chance to fight for a starting position at multiple teams.
I know, but with the amount of quarterbacks who are going to be drafted,
Doesn't matter. Justin Fields is still gonna be taken. You got to remember, like a lot of these quarterbacks could end up being talked about just like Justin Fields is right now. The same way,
and most will.
The same way a lot of these quarterbacks that are getting hyped up, Justin Fields was too. So
no, I know. Caleb Williams will probably be talked about like a Justin Fields.
I won't say all that. It really depends because you got quarterbacks that you truly do believe if you put a better team around them, you think they could prevail. And then you got other quarterbacks where it's like you just obviously think they suck.
I know, but what makes you think that like a Caleb Williams can come onto a shitty team and immediately make them better?
Because
I
I
don't.
don't think because
I think that they need Caleb Williams and other pieces, an O line, receivers
I think
around.
there's multiple quarterbacks you could have taken on NFL rosters in this season, and you could have put them at quarterback on Washington, and they would have at least had a winning record.
In Washington?
Mm-hmm. Y'all have weapons. Y'all have weapons. Like I'm not.
No,
I'm a die on that weapon hill. What Brock Purdy could do in San Francisco, a lot of better quarterbacks could do with the weapons in Washington.
sure.
And people who think I'm crazy or people who think I'm stupid, stat watch.
Yeah.
And just go, oh, the Commanders, ooh, they changed their name, they suck. Like, bro, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna
No.
I'm not even gonna acknowledge that.
We do have solid weapons. We did have a shitty quarterback. I don't know. It's odd. It's very odd.
It is. And if Caleb Williams is as good as people say he is, he should ball with the weapons y'all have. Now, if he's not protected and he has no time to throw and he's sacked the most next year, yeah, he's gonna struggle a little bit. But I think he's way better than Sam Howell.
Agreed.
So yeah.
But the first thing I want to happen. I mean, the first thing I want Marvin Harrison or Caleb Williams. If we don't get either of those guys, give me anybody but Drake May, and I'll be happy. As long as we don't draft Drake May, I'm happy. If we draft Drake May, I'm gonna break my TV.
Okay. All right. We still got a while to the draft.
When is the draft?
Well, like late April.
That's not too bad.
Late April, early April, late April. Somewhere around that time. All right.
That's not too bad.
A topic I've
All
been
the
waiting.
college basketball shit will be gone by then.
Yeah. Topic I've been waiting to talk about for a couple of episodes now. I saw a couple articles and it was two different sides. You had 5 teams who are set to fail next season, and 5 teams who are destined to rise next season. I got the 5 teams for each side. I want to ask you, what do you think? Do you think they, so we'll start with the 5 teams that are supposedly set to fail next season.
Mm-hmm.
So the first team I saw, they had the Cleveland Browns. So I guess starting with the Cleveland Browns would be, what does set to fail really mean?
What's a failure?
Because are you saying this similar team next year with a healthy Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson, they're going to do worse than a first-round exit? Nah. If they're at least going to do that and they didn't fail.
Yeah, I think they will be a playoff team.
They'll push. AFC's going to be loaded like it was this year, but they'll push.
But if you can get there with Joe Flacco, not only just a Joe Flacco, and yes, we praised him for throwing a couple of touchdowns and whatever, but he also led the league in interceptions the entire time he was playing. And if that was Deshaun Watson, we're talking shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
So yeah, no, I don't see them failing. I don't see them ending up last in y'all's division.
I think the biggest conversation about failing has to center around, or it has to revolve around like the status on Nick Chubb.
I think it's more of like, will D-Watt stay on the field? Will he be a success?
I really think maybe this is getting old, or this is just becoming a worse and worse take as time goes by. I really think Deshaun Watson can be at least top 10 when healthy.
I know, but the problem is healthy and not in legal trouble.
You're right, but he was hurt last year, so that's.
No, I know it wasn't legal trouble, but it's
legal stuff behind us, Devan. It's a new year. We're putting it behind us.
I'm not sure he can put it behind him, though.
We're putting it behind us. New Orleans. New Orleans set to
Fail.
fail
Fail.
10,000%.
Fail.
They were 9-8.
Fail.
I was shocked that they had a winning record this year. I would be surprised if they do.
They did not deserve a winning record this year.
Yeah, no. I hope Alvin Kamara goes and finds a new squad and can help a little championship run happen somewhere
Derek
else.
Carr, like I commend him for his effort, but there are guys in this world who can work harder than everybody else by a lot, and you will still not even be close.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like Derek Carr is a
Like one of the most hardworking, one of the seems like one of the best guys in the league.
it's like you put him like
But
just in a random field and he's throwing a football. It's like, wow.
dude, that guy will be a pro quarterback.
You give him Devontae Adams to throw to. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But like
There's fucking 40 touchdowns and fucking 5 wins.
when you got like 31 other guys who had the same exact path or some type of path to the NFL, and they are just genetically, just their skill level just puts them miles ahead of you. What
Well,
can you do? What
it's
can you
a
do, Devin?
talent thing.
What can you
It's a
do?
talent. Yeah.
You see, it's a
I mean,
talent thing.
people say a lot that hard work beats talent, but when talent works hard, you got no shot. When you have a
No
Patrick
shot.
Mahomes and a Josh Allen who are working just as hard as you, you're fucked. I'm sorry, but Derek Carr is still a great quarterback. But they're not doing shit next year.
But Derek Carr is gonna go down as one of them guys, like like what kind of guy? Like he's, I can't. I don't even want to. I
Um,
want to even like. I don't want to hurt feelings. Like, but he's gonna go down as like a.
I
Fuck.
almost said Vinny Testaverde. That would have been
Nah,
rude.
like a.
Would that be rude? I don't know.
Fuck, dude. I can't even think of like a quarterback like area. Like I'm thinking of either quarterbacks who were like way. It's way too disrespectful to put him in that tier, or like too high. Like
I'm trying to think of a quarterback who was just there in a place
I
for a
think I'm
long time.
blanking on any Raider success he had, and I'm just thinking about his year in New Orleans.
Well, he had some
Yeah,
success, but there was also a lot of
failure.
garbage.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I mean,
Denver.
I was gonna say like a Jim Kelly, but Jim Kelly
No.
made fucking Super Bowls, so
Fuck no.
not close.
Which also, speaking of Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, they asked him who like the best quarterbacks were, and he's like Joe Montana, Jim Kelly, Tom Brady. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, this is
okay.
bullshit.
So look, you can
Dan
have those
Marino said
guys up
that.
there. Yeah, and it's like when I thought we were over the whole like because I played with them. They're my top five.
We're not.
It's like
Yeah,
you watched Patrick Mahomes play.
yeah.
You watched Peyton Manning. You watched Drew Brees. You
Aaron
watched
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. You watched Tom Brady, which you said Tom Brady, but I don't know. It also seemed like
Well, all these guys put Tom Brady up there
because they have
because
to,
exactly.
because you look dumb if you don't.
Like Joe Montana goes Dan Marino because he's the best guy he's ever seen throw a football, and then Tom Brady.
Denver
Then
Broncos,
whoever the fuck up. Failure.
100%. They need to
Russell
restart.
Wilson or not, absolute failure. Jerry Jeudy is still a jag,
Yeah,
and
if this was like contender and pretender, they wouldn't even be considered because they're just obviously just like
no, this is a failure.
there's no conversation to be had.
And shit, if they fucking go and win 10 or 11 games and make the playoffs, good for them. But I think they stink.
Minnesota Vikings.
Sean Payton sucks. Vikings. It's a weird one. This like they lost Kirk mid-season, right?
Ish,
Achilles
ish, yeah,
late.
ish.
They've got a better running back in Madison. He's decent. Jettis is still there.
If they relock and reload,
Yeah,
I mean, call me
I
crazy. I think they're an NFC North push.
agreed. Yeah, I don't see them being a failure.
Fully
I can
healthy,
see them pushing for a playoff spot for sure.
fully healthy, they can compete with Detroit.
Agreed.
And
They can definitely compete with Green Bay.
yeah, and to put them in the fail category, like
Yeah, no.
failure.
I don't see like even what they've shown. They've always been up there for the past while. They've been like up there.
Like if they are third in the NFC North next year with a healthy team, they will still have a good record, and it will be because Detroit and Green
Green
Bay
Bay,
were
yeah,
just
better.
12, 13 wins type season.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I think that Green Bay should be in that fail category long before Minnesota should be.
you're
They don't have a star receiver, and they don't have a grizzled veteran
you're foreshadowing.
quarterback.
You're foreshadowing. You're foreshadowing. I like it. New York Giants.
Failure.
Yeah, they were
They're
six.
losing Saquon. Daniel Jones is still being paid $40 million a year.
They were 6-11 last year. So
Yeah, I don't know if you can get worse than that, but compared to where they think, like last year, or not last year, the year before, when
Mhm.
they went on that crazy run, beat y'all in London, and then beat the Vikings in the playoffs, and then they paid Daniel Jones $40 million for what Saquon did,
Remember, it was
and then they
like
thought that they would come back and do the same thing.
it's like remember it's like we weren't even supposed to make the playoffs this year. Wait till
Yeah,
next year
yeah, you got it wrong. You got lucky,
and shit the
and
bed.
this is
Yeah,
the next year is what you're supposed to look like. So yeah, I don't know if they'll get any worse. They could.
but will they fail next season? Yes,
They'll fail compared to where they think they should be for sure.
100%.
And I think Brian Dadwall is a complete idiot.
Yeah, he's just a
I mean,
big fucking meatball.
the year that they played well, he was coach of the year. He's the greatest. I can't believe he's done it. No, it's like you guys got lucky. You guys suck. Congrats.
Five teams, five teams set to rise.
Yeah, get the Packers off this list.
First team is Houston.
Yeah, for sure.
So rise. Here's the thing.
Rise is tough.
Just like you said, in what the Giants expect, it's going to be a failure. For what Houston expected this past season, it was a success.
A massive
It was
success.
a rise.
Yes.
So if they just repeat next year, they went 10-7. So say they go 10-7 or 11-6, you know, and they have a similar year where
I like the word success than rise.
that's the thing though.
Like
Rise,
it should be succeed and fail. Like a rise is too
but
much.
the rise is insinuating that they are, they're going to elevate from their previous
I
season.
think that they can still have a great season next year and win 10 games.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, in my eyes, like they might not win 13 games and be a 2 or third seed in the AFC, but I think they'll
No.
win the South. I think they'll, if they are who we think they are, they're going to continue to be a pretty good Houston team.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I don't see them failing. I see them succeeding, but I don't know about a rise. Like maybe they win 11 games,
like
but
to me, they're already on a rise,
exactly.
like a like more than one season duration rise.
Yeah, I don't like the word rise, but yeah, I
Indianapolis
think
Colts.
failure.
Well, will they rise?
No. Well, from where they are, sure. Will they succeed? No.
See, here's the thing. You're a play away from possibly making the playoffs, a yard away from possibly making the playoffs.
Sure.
You did all you did without your top rookie all-star quarterback Anthony
I think
Richardson.
Gardner last year was a better option than AR. AR last year was just supposed to be it was an experiment.
Well, all eyes are on him though this upcoming season.
For sure.
I mean,
But I feel bad for the Colts that AR got hurt because you weren't able to see a full season of what could be bad or what could be good.
but
Now you got to wait another year to have a shitty season.
technically speaking, if AR comes back and it is some dog. Now, I'm telling you this now, and this is for the people at home because Devin, you already know this. I'm a Gator fan. I watched the man throw the football. I watched the man make decisions, and he's just not the best at it.
None of it's good.
He
Like
makes some
he
great plays.
it's rare that we see a quarterback come from college and be this hyped up and never have won, never done anything.
That's the thing. Like
You've never succeeded.
he's hyped based solely off of potential.
But it's not even.
But the potential isn't.
It's potential, but it's like athletic potential.
That's
Like
what
none
I'm
of it's
saying. It's like, yes, he can throw a football.
like they compare him to Cam, but Cam was a Heisman winner in a national championship, a national champion.
I know.
Like AR was never in a conversation to be any of those.
Exactly. So I don't know, bro. If AR comes in the league and is some athletic monster and his IQ is just and his accuracy is just okay, yes, that would be a rise.
Yeah.
But do I see it happening? No. I want it to happen. I'd love to finally be like, yo, look, we got a Gator quarterback balling. But it's like
Yeah.
it's just not gonna happen.
Like to me, AR is looked at the way that we looked at DK after the
Picture?
after the picture.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I guess AR got a little more credit.
AR is a quarterback.
Yeah.
DK's a receiver. He's big. He can do those things.
Yeah.
AR's big as fuck. But to play quarterback, it's a different world.
The Green Bay Packers.
I don't know.
Okay. I literally wrote down I don't know.
Okay, good.
That's what I wrote down because
yeah,
I try to come up with like
you can bring Brandon on and he can tell us that they'll win the Super Bowl next year.
I try to write some type of thought, like if I have it on the spot, I'll write it down just to think about it, like to talk about it later.
Yeah.
But I have nothing. Like
it's tough, man.
Like the Packers, from everything I'm reading and seeing, they have a people are expecting a situation kind of similar to Houston, where there's these receivers that are going to break out.
Yeah.
And what I think, like if this narrative could stop, the best narrative to end that would help the Packers and would take pressure off of Jordan Love and just the pressure off of the Packers of being successful so quick would be the Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre comparisons.
Yeah.
You got to stop being like, this is the next guy. Okay, let's be real. We have accepted, it seems like most people have accepted that Brock Purdy is not the guy. Like, no, he'll continue to be the guy because, he's making it to Super Bowls and he's winning games and he's doing this, he's doing that.
Like when Jimmy Garoppolo made a Super Bowl, no one looked at him as a starting quarterback.
But Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, maybe a starter, but not like a beast.
But like Kyle Shanahan, like if a Tom Brady is available, the Niners are going to go for it.
Agreed.
With that being said, you take that pressure off of Jordan Love. I don't think that would be like, to him. I don't think he would take that as a negative. Like,
no,
he doesn't have to be. He can be the guy, the next guy, but he doesn't have to be the next Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have to be the next Brett Favre. He doesn't have to win early or get a bunch of MVPs or it's just, what I'm trying to say is, I think Jordan Love has way more potential, untapped potential, than Brock Purdy.
Sure.
I don't think he's the best in the world. I don't think he's amazing.
No.
But I just feel like Brock Purdy is cool and easing through. And obviously Jordan Love doesn't have the weapons that Brock has. But if they were sitting there telling Brock Purdy, like, you're the next Joe Montana, you're the next Steve Young.
Yeah.
Bro would have shit the bed a long time ago. It's like, but you also got to look at, Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers. He's expected to have this experience and knowledge and whatnot. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know. I my feelings on Love aren't as harsh, but at the same time, it's not like I don't see him being like a top quarterback. I think that their coaching holds them back. I think Matt LaFleur is an idiot. I don't think that they will ever touch a Super Bowl while he's the coach. they don't have great weapons. Everyone hypes up Christian Watson and everyone else. They took Allen Lazard to fucking New York.
I think they
Aaron
got a
Jones and AJ
shitty running
Dillon
back.
are
They got a shitty running back situation.
like they could both be gone, or you could keep them and
They both pull a
have the same
hamstring.
record next year. Like I don't I don't like yeah I don't see anything that would take them to the next level because I mean Jordan Love, he's what 25, 26. Like he sat behind Aaron for a couple of years. Like there's nothing else that we can get from him. He needs better pieces if they're gonna get better.
You think the Niners though, like the Niners, like Trey Lance was supposed to be their guy.
Yeah, but even when they drafted Trey Lance, apparently Kyle Shanahan was saying that Trey was their 3 or 4, but they had to put him in because he was their number 1 pick.
Kyle's such a hater. He just hates on the
Kyle is a
quarterback.
hater.
It's like, yeah, we're in the
Kyle's a
Super
douche.
Bowl.
Dude, all of the fucking head coaches who have come from that Washington staff are all douche nozzles.
We're in the Super Bowl, but I did want Tom Brady, and
I want Tom Brady.
Tom, if you're out there, if call
Brock.
me.
Brock's the best guy, even though we drafted Trey Lance and we have Jimmy Garoppolo. Brock's our guy, but anyone else in the league would be better than Brock. But our team is good enough.
The LA Rams. Yeah, I think they can rise. I like Kyron Williams. Obviously, the receiving core speaks for itself. Stafford, he seems.
We got Puka coming off of
seems like
this.
Stafford's coming back, and he's I haven't heard much slowing down talk about him yet.
Sure, but we might get all right. I said we're gonna get a sophomore slump from Puka.
I won't say that. I think because
he's not gonna have the same year yet this year.
Yeah, but okay, this is the same conversation about rise and fail. I think he'll still succeed.
Yes, no, he won't fail, but it'll be tough for him to. I mean, and even if he does have the same numbers, it won't be looked at the same. Like,
he's going to be looked at more. He's going to be eyeballed more. He's going to be game planned for more. He's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be.
It's going to be all right, motherfucker. Like, but
the double is going to leave Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's going to be. The roles are going to flip. And
they'll ball. Matt Stafford. I mean, let's be real. He's going to get that ball to you.
Yeah,
he's going to get that damn ball to you. So I think, and when you look at the competition in the NFC, especially, like, I think they can compete with any top team in the North.
Derek Carr was like a Matt Stafford before he won a Super Bowl.
Derek Carr was no, he wasn't. Matt Stafford was top 10 in yards before he won a fucking Super Bowl. Don't ever disrespect Matt Stafford like that again.
I just meant from like the team aspect.
Crazy. Holy shit.
I meant from the team aspect that never did anything. Maybe I'm dumb. Yeah.
No,
he had a couple good years with Amari.
He did. See, that's the thing. I forget about those times. I forget.
I mean, Derek Carr's been in the league for a brick, dude.
A minute.
A long while.
Derek Carr's definitely better than David Carr.
There was fucking. Oh yeah, David Carr's fucking shit. But I mean, from Calvin Johnson to the Rams, Matt Stafford had nothing.
Yeah,
from when Calvin left to when he became a Ram.
But look, think about it. You got two different losing franchises, Cleveland and Detroit. One had a rotating door of starting quarterbacks, and one knew deep down inside, like, Stafford is good as shit. We just cannot get a team around him.
Yeah,
like they knew they knew all along. But I think they can compete with any top team in the NFC North, any top team in the NFC East, every team in the NFC South, and the Niners. Like, I think they will succeed.
I think they can compete with it.
I think they.
The Niners will be. The Niners will be way more gettable next year. They're going to be coming with this same exact squad.
Go ahead.
I don't know what they're doing with Ayuk. Kittle's getting older. I don't know.
I mean, they were 10-7 this year. Yeah, no, I
mean, we would be. I think we would be. I just wish they won the Super Bowl.
What do you mean?
It would just make things a lot easier.
Who? The Niners?
The Niners, yeah.
It would have. I mean, it would have like what helped like Kansas City hate.
No, we just wouldn't have to talk about them anymore, and we could
I mean, we
maybe
haven't.
talk about.
Actually, we have.
Yeah.
We haven't all episode though. I don't think we've talked. We haven't talked Chiefs at all.
Well, yeah, I don't want to.
That's the thing. Neither do I. We were
All
talking.
right,
We're talking about stuff we want to talk about. That's
So,
that's the
if
beauty of
anyone
it.
wants to come to a podcast and not hear anything about TS or fucking KSC or whatever the
TS
fuck,
stands for something different, but
yeah. Fuck.
but yeah.
No. We talk about TS, just not
Um,
Taylor Swift. Um,
Cincinnati.
yeah,
Can I just ask you about the last team to rise?
you're a piece of
Cincinnati.
shit. Dude.
Cincinnati.
Fail.
No.
Fail.
No.
Fail.
No. 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 No.
No, I
Bro,
know.
come on.
But I was right about their failure this year. I was correct. I don't think that they'll fail this upcoming year.
Oh, all right. I know what I'm doing after this podcast. After we were done recording, I'm going back and watching that episode where not only did you say that the Bengals were going to suck and it was going to be because of how bad Joe Burrow was going to play, not because he was going to get hurt and miss the season. And
Yeah, but they started the season horribly.
How much you dick rode the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I did dick ride them.
Holy shit.
But
oh my God, that was crazy. It was crazy. The glazing for the Steelers was crazy.
I did. But I think if they can get a good quarterback.
As a Ravens fan, I cannot count the Bengals out. At all. And especially healthy, I can't do that.
I think healthy, they can take the 2 spot. If you guys come back with the same type of shit you guys had this year, they're a 2 spot. Unless y'all fail.
Healthy, they could beat us twice.
Nah.
Healthy, they could beat us twice. They can. They could catch us slipping easily.
Yeah, but you say that as a Ravens fan.
You're talking. Yeah, well, we're talking from an aspect of Ravens versus Bengals,
who speaks with reality.
And that's what happens. But I'm saying also that's any other division rivalry. Like some teams just catch other Bro, like this year with the Steelers, like I'm not gonna count the Steelers out. Certain like when the Ravens play them, no matter what, because it's just like that's just the energy in those.
You can't count the Browns out either. Y'all lost to the Browns.
Yeah, we lost. We lose there. We're fucking losers. Okay, we lose to everybody.
You guys lost 3 games this year in the regular season.
We're losers.
One of them was. One of them. No, you guys lost 4, but one of them was. It was the end of the year. Lamar wasn't playing.
Losers.
Yeah, why don't you fucking say that to the team that fucking lost 11 games?
All right, it's fine.
You know how much that sucks, dude?
It's
actually kind of nice. I don't have to think about them.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it at all. You can just watch baseball.
Like, I hated watching the Orioles play because it was good and it sucked to see us lose.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's like with Florida football, simple.
Yeah, you can just watch football.
I'm not worried about that. Final thing before we get out of here. The NBA MVP race, Devin. It's updated. It's a little updated. Top 3 guys. You want to hear who the current top 3 are?
Tatum number 1, Jokic number 2, Shai number 3. Is that what your list says?
Fuck
I hope not. Thank God.
Jokic number 1.
Yeah.
Shai number 2.
Luka.
Giannis number 3. I'm not gonna lie.
4, 5.
I'm over the Jokic shit.
I was over the Jokic shit 3 years ago.
I had to watch my favorite player get bashed for multiple years for putting up the same stats as Jokic.
Yeah.
He averages a triple double. Look what he does.
Yeah.
With a way worse team, mind you, and he is just getting absolutely glorified for this, while Russ was just shitted on for years by the NBA community. As of right now, Giannis is putting up more points with better efficiency. And he's doing all that when he could just be minding his business, passing it off to a way better scoring option than any player on the Nuggets. Like, he don't got to score more and more efficiently than Jokic because he's got Dame, but he's still doing it.
Yeah.
And let's be real, and I know we might sound like a broken record, but if we're going to push narratives in the NBA, let's talk about which narrative is stronger. Jokic is some fat, tubby guy that can do a lot of cool things on a basketball court, or Giannis Giannis can be one of the best players in the world and have another player that can be considered one of the best players in the world. So right next to him. So
Yeah.
and with Shai, it's a little different. He's scoring more points, relative efficiency, but he has this entire team on his back.
Sure.
He's got that entire Thunder team on his back. And if you want to talk Luka, by all means.
But I mean, stat wise,
Stat wise, who?
it's Luka.
See,
34, 9, and 9.5.
what's the shooting?
What's his shooting percentage?
Mm-hmm.
Field goal percent, 49. Almost 50.
See, Jokic up at like what? Like upper
Jokic
50s.
is at 58
Yeah,
because
58.
he's fucking huge.
Giannis
Giannis
like
is at
61.
61.
Yeah.
Shai's at 54. But you got a couple guys on the Mavs. You got him and you got fucking Kyrie.
Are you saying Luka's your one?
Luka's my one. Luka's been my one.
Is Shai or Giannis even considered? Because I think Giannis to me had the same narrative being pushed behind him for 2 straight years before they did the same thing for Jokic, which was look what he can do at this size.
Yes.
And then it was look at what Jokic can do at his size.
Yes.
It's like, okay, just because Giannis is in better shape than Jokic, we're not going to sit here and be like, oh, look at what Jokic can do at his size. Like, right, what Giannis can do at his size is still like, look, I know you can't give the MVP to the same guy every single year because LeBron could have been an MVP 10 years in a row. But how can one narrative be true and just be the reason you win MVP and be the main topic conversation? And now it doesn't matter. Now you're in 3rd place for MVP votes, and Jokic is number 1 again.
Yeah,
and then you look at someone like Shai, like.
But I mean, Jokic is averaging 26, 12, and 9, and he's on a good team.
Giannis is scoring more points. He's got like 11 something rebounds.
He has 11
he's
and
lacking
then
in assists.
Yeah, but he's not lacking in assists because he's fucking 6'11",
that's the thing.
and he doesn't fucking need to pass the ball. He's fucking game.
What's he averaging? Like 6?
6.
That's the thing. Like he doesn't.
6 is a lot.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to average 6.
He's not a fucking point guard.
Because here's the thing. He's got Dame on the motherfucking court. He could average more if he wanted to.
Jokic is just a fucking big, fat, tall point guard.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
Who can post up.
I think, to me.
I don't understand. I don't see it. Where is it? Where is it that says he's 20% higher than the next guy?
Bro, maybe we just don't watch enough basketball.
Maybe I'm fucking stupid. I don't see it.
Like, we must not watch. Because when I watch basketball, I do all this research, and it's like, okay, I get it. Like, he's big, and he's good at basketball. But the most valuable player, and people like to say, like, oh, it was tarnished when this player won it. It was tarnished when this player won it. It was tarnished when Steve Nash won it. Like, okay, whatever. We got to get over it and just we don't have to look at last year and go, well, because of this, we have to follow. We don't have to follow.
Who's having
protocol.
The best season? Who had the best season?
But that's the thing. It's never that. It's never who had the best season. It's the most.
But sometimes they pick.
Player.
Sometimes they pick who had the best season, and then sometimes they go, oh, who's the best on their team, and then still made the playoffs.
See, like in the NFL, this is pissing me off. Everybody's like, yeah, shout out to Lamar, but this is one of the shittiest MVP races of all time. And it's like, oh, because somebody didn't throw for 5,000 fucking yards. It's happened like 4 times. Relax. Like that's the thing. Tom Brady kind of ruined the league in that aspect. Drew Brees or Peyton Manning making everybody think oh, Lamar didn't throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. How did he win MVP? This was a garbage race. Like, no.
There have been, 4 seasons with 50 touchdowns?
Well, Mahomes did it twice. Oh, 50 touchdowns?
50 touchdowns. Peyton did it twice. Brady did it once. Mahomes did it once. Like, that's 4 fucking seasons.
What did Marino have, a 5,000 yard?
He may have had 5. No, he had 48 touchdowns, which was
5,000 yards. and 48 touchdowns.
I don't know if it was 5,000 yards.
Who had the 5,000? So who's in the 5,000-yard club? Who's in the 50 touchdown club?
50 touchdowns is just Manning, Brady, and Mahomes.
Marino's in one of those.
Marino had 48 touchdowns. I think he may have had 5,000 that year when he won MVP.
I feel like he did. Yeah, here we go. Oh, okay. The 5,000 list is a little longer than I thought. Dan Marino, Drew Brees,
I know
Brady.
I think Stafford.
Stafford, Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Mahomes, and Justin Herbert.
Yes.
5,014 yards over 17 games. But, Hey,
whoa, you left out a name, brother.
Counting? Who I leave out?
Jameis fucking Winston.
Is 30 for 30 year?
30 for 30
year. Which that was the same year Lamar won his first MVP.
19, yes.
So yeah, and you didn't hear anybody arguing about, oh, Jameis should have won.
No.
This is garbage. But with that being said, I guess we both agree that Jokic is not our MVP in the NBA. We decided
no, nor should he be. Or I mean, I'm cool with winning the first one. Sure, take a second one. A third, and now you're gonna win a third, and now you're gonna win a third because Embiid drops out because he's hurt.
I can't wait for the day it's like, all right.
Like I don't even want to be fucking rooting for Embiid, but apparently Embiid's the only guy who can fucking knock off Jokic. It makes no fucking sense.
I can't wait for the day it's like, all right.
I'm gonna go British on you boys, dude. It makes no fucking sense, Bruce.
Like who's winning the MVP? We got Luka, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Ja. Like I'm so sick of Joel Embiid and Jokic, bro. Like I'm over it. We thought Giannis was annoying winning back to back. This is bad.
I would take another Giannis here, dude. I don't care.
Give Giannis a third. Fuck it. Give Giannis a third at this point.
Who's voting for these?
I don't know. People like Stephen A. Smith. I don't know. Devin, we talked NBA MVP race. We talked some contenders and pretenders. We talked some players that want to stay on teams for, I guess only God knows why, because we don't.
Because he fears God, homie.
Because I fear God. Shout out D'Angelo Hall.
No, don't.
And 5 teams that might fail, 5 teams that might rise.
Shout out to who was the DB who played for the Redskins? And Champ Bailey. Shout out to Champ Bailey.
You claiming Champ Bailey?
I mean, he was a Bronco for a while.
Are you claiming Champ?
I claim a little bit of it.
You know how many players? It's like me claiming Dallas Clark. Like,
all right, we aren't a fucking graveyard like you guys are. But I'll claim a little bit of Champ Bailey. He had some good years for us, dude.
It's like me being like, yo, Dion, that's a true Raven. That's a true Raven right there. You want to talk true Ravens?
I don't even know if y'all would claim Shannon Sharp.
He won a Super Bowl with us.
I know, but he had 2 with Denver.
He won a Super Bowl with us.
He had 2 with Denver.
Okay, I didn't say Denver can't claim him.
Denver, all right, that's fair.
He reps both of us, just how they both rep Shannon. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I was just gonna say shout out Champ Bailey, but I mean I don't know if I'm claiming him.
Yeah, I don't know. You might take some sleeps on.
You know who I'm gonna claim?
You can claim
Art Monk.
Art Monk.
I'm gonna claim Art.
Claim Art Monk. Well, that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this episode on it. We will be back on Tuesday to talk more NBA, more NFL. Brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. It has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.